Welcome back, everybody. We are continuing our journey through Colossians together. We're still in the first chapter, and we've got a good one today. But before we dive into this, I want to ask you the question. Have you ever considered that you might be praying too small? Colossians chapter 1, we're going to read verses 9 through 12 together, and it says, "For this reason, since the day we heard about you, we have not stopped praying for you. We continually ask God to fill you with the knowledge of His will through all the wisdom and understanding that the Spirit gives, so that you may live a life worthy of the Lord and please Him in every way, bearing fruit in every good work, growing in the knowledge of God, being strengthened with all power according to His glorious might, so that you may have great endurance and patience, and giving joyful thanks to the Father who has qualified you to share in the inheritance of His holy people in the kingdom of light." Okay, so let's see what Paul is saying here and dive in. He starts right away. He says this: we continually ask God to fill you with the knowledge of His will. That, my friend, is a big prayer. Think about that for a second. How many times are our prayers more about the things that we need or about the situations that are going on in our life that we need some relief from? How many times are our prayers about the doors that we need opened, our children? And all those are fine. I believe and teach that there is no prayer too small for God, and He wants us to commune with Him in all the details of our life. But look at what Paul is praying for. Paul is saying we continually ask God to fill you with the knowledge of His will. Not our will, God's will. God, the one who created the heavens and the earth, the one whose ways and thoughts are far higher than our ways and our thoughts. And do you want to know what Paul is praying for? He's saying, I want you to be filled with the knowledge of His will. That's a big request. And here's the reason why he's making that request. It's important that we balance that question there, so that you may live a life worthy of the Lord and please Him in every way. So the big prayer request is, God, if I would know your will, if I'd be filled with the knowledge of your will, then I would be able to mature as a follower of Jesus. I think, oftentimes we come to God with prayers designed to simply change our situations, but I wonder if when we come to God, He is asking for our prayers to change us. Think about that for a second. If God answers our prayers, would we actually change or just our situations? I think God is more concerned with our change, our development, our growth. Are we maturing? And again, as I always say, no prayers are too small for God. We come to God with those things. But understand, prayer is far more about you changing than your situation changing. God will bless you. God will open up doors. He's a good Father. We know that. He'll do those things for us. But Paul wasn't talking about any of that. Paul was saying, I want you to know the knowledge of the will of God so that you may mature in Him. That was the aim of Paul's prayer. So, I'm going to close with a thought, as I always do, and I want you to ask yourself this question. Am I aiming high enough in my prayer time? Or am I only aiming at the things that change the superficial and that which can be seen? Are you praying prayers bold enough where you are maturing, you are growing, and you are being formed into the image of Christ? I want you to sit with that today. I want you to ask yourself, what would my life become if I began to pray those big types of prayers? We'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Take care.